When the Nikon D700 was released, I warned Canon that the cavalry was coming. And Canon have responded to this by sending in the heavy artillery. Hi, I'm Matt Grayson, technical editor for ephotozine.tv and ephotozine.com, and today I'm showing you the EOS 5D Mark II. So what's the Mark II got over the Mark I? Well, it's got a 21.1 million pixel CMOS sensor. It's got a new Digic 4 processor and live view. Now the live view can be brought up on the higher resolution and larger 3-inch LCD screen, which is around 921,000 dots. That works out to be around 300,000 pixels. The ISO sensitivity is up to true 6400, but can be expanded up to 25,600 and as low as ISO 50. It's also got HD video recording, which is set at a full quality 1080 compared to the Nikon D90, which is only 720p. And here's the Mark II in close-up. Current users of the 5D will notice that it's basically the same. The layout's the same, the dimensions are identical. There's very little difference between the two cameras. If we look on the top plate here, you'll see that the command dial is in exactly the same place, but you'll notice now that there's two extra custom functions being added and a new CA mode. The CA mode it's kind of like if you're a beginner to photography, it explains what it's doing easier for you. If we just switch it round onto that and then switch the camera on. On the back here, you'll see that you've got these two sliders. Now these sliders are to get the image that you're actually wanting, and it explains it in an easier way. So if we hit the navigation pad there and go up to the top one, you'll see that it says background, go left for blurred and right for sharp. So what it's basically doing is altering the aperture to give you depth of field. And you just move it using the thumb wheel on the back there to how sharp or blurred you want it to be. You can then move down and you've got your exposure darker or brighter. So what it's basically doing is it's messing around with the shutter speeds and the apertures, and it's giving you the quality, the image that you want without having to mess around in the menu system. Now for me, this is something that really shouldn't be on this type of camera. This is classed as a semi-professional camera and shouldn't be having easy to use features such as this for people who don't really know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you should be going for a lower quality camera to ease your way into the DSLR market, not going for something quite high spec such as this. Move up onto this, fair enough, once you know what you're doing, but for the time being, just stay with a lower spec camera. Now, one other thing I want to show you is the menu system. It's been redesigned from the original 5D. Current owners of the 5D will know that when you go into the menu system, everything is laid out in different colours so that you know which part of the menu you're in, but it's basically just a long list that you scroll through as opposed to going into different areas. Now, what they've done with the Mark II is they've redesigned it into separate tabbed areas, which you then just need to use either your thumb wheel or your finger wheel, which is on the front of the camera just behind the shutter release. Now to go into the menu, we obviously press the menu button, which is right there, and you'll see now that it's how it's laid out. So you've got the tabs along the top, and they're adjusted by using the finger wheel on the top of the camera, and you can just scroll through those. You see that the different colours for the different areas that you can change. If you're wanting to go through one of the sub-menus, you just use the thumb wheel and that will scroll through them. And then you can say set to go into whichever area you want. For instance, here we're in the quality setting. One thing I like about the menu system is that it's nice and bright, it's high contrast, the colours are really punchy, and I think that's due to the new screen that's on the back, and I think it really helps. Canon in the past have said that they're not bothered about the monitors because at the end of the day the monitor is not what you're going to be viewing the photograph on, so all it's to do is get your information up and preview the image quickly just to make sure you've got everything correct in the composition and exposure. Which is why the resolution was only around 76,000 pixels. This new one matches up to Sony's screens and Nikon screens, which really brings Canon into the present as a serious contender once more. There's been some speculation with the new 5D Mark II regarding a problem that everybody's been calling black dot. Now that is with long exposures and in highlighted areas such as street lights, Christmas lights if you're inside at this time of year. Long exposure will obviously really punch out the colour and the brightness of a light, and what people are finding when they magnify into the image is a small black dot just to the right of the light. This has been reported on ePhotozine, online, in other areas as well. I must say, during the testing of this camera, I did specifically test that area to see if it was a problem, and I didn't come across any problems at all. So it may have just been a pre-production model that the people were using when they found that. I've not looked that closely into it, but take a look at the reviews that you can find online, and take a look at the forums on ePhotozine.com to see what everybody's saying as well. Now, one thing I am very impressed about with the 5D Mark II is the noise performance. When I did the noise tests, I didn't start to get a problem on the images until around ISO 6400, which is the true setting. That's when I started to get noise that I would consider to be what I don't want in the image, stuff that I can't really do with being there. I'm not saying that you don't get noise at lower settings, but it's not to the point where it's where it's not really pleasant to look at. Okay, so we're now going to do our field test. It's a nice sunny day today, so we're going to go out to the Yorkshire Sculpture Park to see what kind of weird and wonderful creations we can see there. One of the things I want to show you with the 5D Mark II is the live view, which is good for a number of reasons. It's activated by pressing the live view button, which is used to be just the depth of direct print button with the original 5D. It still does that on the Mark II as well, but it now doubles up. And that'll bring the image up on the screen. You'll see here you've got a histogram. This white box here shows you where you're metering from. There's other information down here, such as what white balance you're on, the drive, what picture style, as well as all your shutter speed and aperture, your file size, how many images you've got left, what ISO you're on, and so on. So you can move around the white box by using the little joystick there, and that will meter from wherever you leave it. It can go diagonally up and down, left and right. The focus works by hitting the AF on button there, so you just hit that drops the mirror back down, the camera will focus. There has been some issues with focusing with the Canons, and I must say that using the 5D Mark II, I have come across it myself. It can be overcome using the live view though. So you do that by you focus using the AF, and then you can zoom in by using the magnify tool, just what you'd normally do to review your images, and then look at where you focused from. If you find that that's not quite right, you can flick it into manual focus and then adjust it yourself from there. Obviously, it doesn't overcome the entire problem of the focusing system, but if you're out on a shoot, it's a quick fix that gets you the image that you need. When you're happy with that, you can just go ahead and shoot. Now, if you heard that, you'll hear that it was extremely quiet. That's because the mirror is already in its locked up position, so all it has to do is expose, which is a great thing for if you're a wildlife photographer and you need to be quiet. Obviously, you can disable all the beeps. And also, if you're doing fine detail images, then there's going to be less vibration because of the mirror's not moving up and down in its usual manner. So as I said before, not only has the camera got a higher resolution, a better processor, more expandable noise, a better screen on the back of it, it's also got HD video quality. Now if you're unsure about how good that is, then well, you're watching it right now, which is why I don't have the camera in my hands.